All right, guys. My name is Stephanie Allaire. I'm the designer, and creator of the C256 Foenix. Today, I would like to uh, get a bit personal about the whole project. In my last videos, well, I could say videos. In the last video, I did about talking about what I wanted to do. I have to say that at this point, I was really excited to uh, to move on to something else. And I think this video before was actually uh, the sign of me getting tired, and I was really looking forward um, to do more. And I proposed different ideas, and maybe it was a way for me to show a certain um, I don't know. Well, maybe showing something about not be comfortable or wanting to move on to something else. For the people that have not followed the projects from the beginning, let me tell you really quickly how the C256 came to be. And basically, the whole thing started with David Murray 2 years ago with his Gigatron episode, April 12, 2018 or 18, I don't remember. And that episode, he was talking about his dream computer. And at the time, I was really, really excited about it, and I was really in the mood. I think I made a video about this. I was explaining how I was like, you know what, that's perfect for me. You know, I have a background in engineering and I do product design all the time. So for me, it was like, oh, it's gonna be fun. And I went on with it until I created something that might not have been quite close to what it should have been, but it was something. And for me, it was important to act on it and do something. And I've used a lot of my money to do this, to come up with something. And I happened to be lucky enough to meet David's personally and face to face in October following his desires to create something. But I think David had his own ideas of what he wanted to have. And I'm not saying that he didn't communicate it right, but I think he envisioned something. And the way I went about it was really different. He had a thing about FPGA. I didn't, because I do design with FPGAs all the time. So for me, it was not like an issue. I envisioned things in a certain way, and I was like, you know what? Let's do this. So I was in a good place, and I went on and did it. And I met David in October, and we sat down. We talked about our interests, what we wanted to see out of this, and that's the funny part of this, is that we both shared the same enthusiasm about creating this new community, coming in, designing new things, creating these all new retro computers, but in 2020 or 2018 at the time, of course. But this is the moment we both understood as well that our ideas were pretty different. They were different. I'm more like a high-end type person. He's more like I want to get something that is close to a C64. And at this point, I don't want to put words in his mouth or, paraphrase too much what he wanted. I think the Commander 16 X16 speaks for itself. And that's the thing. After even meeting with him, we've talked, we exchanged, and there was a frustration on both ends, because we kind of realized that I was not willing to change things, and he was not willing to let go of certain other things, and again, I think all the different retro platform that exists today, the new retro platform that exists today, certainly have all their merits, and I respect everybody who's been doing the work, because they know how hard. It doesn't look hard because it's just a 8-bit processor, right? But there's so much more to it than it. So even if we didn't agree with it, we just agreed to disagree, and we just went on. And I from my retro convention in Portland, I came out enlightened, thinking, okay, we need to change this certain things, because a lot of people thought that, okay, it's going to be another C64 that will be emulated, and then we'll have something else. Because my feeling right now is that people are very much in the retro mood, although they were like 2 or 3 months ago. But it's like there's a feeling of not wanting to detach itself from the past. And creating a new computer, a new retro computer in 2020, for the people who are willing to invest time in it, is a total blast, because you really come back to where things were in the C64. And I think, well, that was my generation anyway. And it's my experience of it right now is that a lot of people that have been getting into the C256 Foenix have been trying to bring what was in the past, or no, they're trying to bring what is today into the past. So they're trying, and again, I know I might come across like frustrated or something. I have to admit, and to be completely honest, I'm a bit not exactly on board with this idea, because for me, the idea was really to bring a platform, to bring this pleasure of discovering something new, finding bugs, finding problems, solving problems, restrictions, the mother of creativity. And everybody who has been developing games on retro platforms know exactly what I'm talking about. But we became, I think, very lazy over the years. And we're used to everything so being easy, and we're kind of victim of that. And the C256 was really a unit to bring us back to, because with laziness, there's no pleasure. There's nothing anymore. It's empty. It's there's nothing to it. But going back in time and struggling to get your shit working is a moment to be treasured, because you feel pride and you feel content and you feel happy. And that was the base of the machine. It was not about, I said it before, I said it again, I'm saying again, it's not about money. It was never about anything aside of just bringing these hours on end of trying to discover this new machine, implementing new things. And every day I see, for the few people that got a C256 Foenix, creating awesome things. And I'm always super, super, almost emotional to see how is it possible that somebody managed to create this on the machine I've designed. But these pleasures are very, very sparse, I would say. Lately, I've been dealing with a lot of frustration, because, like I said, there's a certain amount of people that are not quite from my generation, but they have this thing about bringing the today in the past. And that's not what I envisioned with the unit. And it makes me upset. And I'm guilty of, not being nice to certain people sometimes, because it's not exactly where I thought this thing would go. And I just realized that in order for me to not be upset about how it's going to go and where it's going to go, is to actually let it go. My vision of that unit was X, and right now it's not X at all. It's like Y and this and that. And you know what? It's perfectly fine in reality, because it's not up to me. People are buying the unit. They can do the fuck they want with it. I mean, if they want to use it as a door stopper, this is up to them. But my frustration stems from the fact that I put every waking minute of my time and my heart in this. And seeing that it's not going where I think it should go makes me upset. And lately it's been bugging me more and more and more, because after 2 years, I'm still making units, shipping units, and it's taking pretty much all my time, and still taking pretty much all my money to do this. And the community has kind of not embarked in this project at all. I don't see it being very present. I've been like the black sheep since the beginning, although I'm the only one who actually did what I set out to do, and I actually produced what I set out to do. But that's the thing. I'm not a marketing type person. I don't give a shit. I'm not a social media type person. I'm not a whore. I'm not going to sell my soul for fucking money to get this thing. I finance everything from my own pocket. And I'm proud what I've done. I'm proud what I have achieved. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that I'm officially announcing that by the summer, or for the 21st of June, that's my target, that I will ship everything that needs to be shipped. I will finish the VICKY II design. I will finish the design altogether. I will document it. I will make sure that everything is there, and I will release everything about it, except the FPGA source code. The reason for that is that my work is not going to be, butchered and changed because for some that they don't like it. Either they embark on what they're going to get, or they just don't get it. This is for freeing myself. I'm like the what's his name, Harry, and his wife, the Duchess or whatever. They wanted to be free from the royalty. Yeah, the oppressing royalty. They're so oppressed. And when you think about it, they are. But anyway, you need to be a king or a queen to understand this. But anyway, I feel that the pressure to just give in to everything that people want is just... I've been having a big toll. I've been sacrificing a lot of things around, just wanting to finish everything. So this is really me about just letting it go. It needs to go. People wants to use it. They want to redesign it. They want to respin it. Fair enough. Like I said, they'll have all the information. They want to get the PCB made. They want to buy the parts. They want to fabricate one for themselves. Great. I don't think it's going to happen, but that's my take. If somebody wants to redesign the FPGA from scratch, go for it. I don't give a shit. I need to move on to something else because, like I said, no support from the retro community. I don't have David Murray's audience. I don't have the Mega 65 audience. I don't have no audience. I have a bunch of people that are willing to embark, and I would like to thank the few people that have been surrounding me since the beginning. They've helped a lot, and I hope they can keep developing stuff for it. It's gonna be there for people to pick up and to multiply if they want. I thought about, the idea was really to release everything at some point, but the idea was really to release it after, the low-cost version was supposed to be released for everybody to multiply and everything, but in order to get the low cost, I would need to get more people. And I've been asking, and I know some people will say, I'm kind of a bitch. I am a bitch. I'm leading this with an iron fist because I had a vision. But apparently for some of those people, it's not exactly what they want. And I understand. But you know what? If you want something different, just design it for yourself. Don't start asking me constantly, oh, I want this, this doesn't work, this should be working. I'm sorry. Okay, this is the reason why I want to let go, because it's just, it's just too much. And that's the thing, the people who really enjoy it, people that are actually doing shit with it, we don't hear about them. And it's always been the same problem with these projects, is that the people that are actually, maybe there's, at the end of the day, when everything is said and done, and I'm done with selling it, there will be like maybe 50 units, which is obviously not a lot. You know how much time one unit takes to fabricate from zero to finished and shipped? It's a lot of hours. It's many, 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 many hours. If there's a bug and something. So, talked about this in the past. It's a lot of time. Time that I don't have to actually program for it, or to design something else, or to that's the thing. And like I said, the direction most people want it to go is not the direction I want it to go. Designing an Ethernet card, which for most it seems to be, it's normal. No, it's not normal. A retro computer back in 1987 didn't have an Ethernet card. I'm sorry, they did without it. But that's the thing. This idea of trying to stay within that era of time has been a fucking headache since the beginning, because it's never enough. I don't get it. It's never enough. It's like, I should have a fucking 1 terabyte drive on this thing. I should have like Ethernet. I should have a fucking web browser. And you know what? I'm tired of this. This is not what this platform was meant to be. It's supposed to be, And you know what the surprising part of it is that it's like this the dream come true for chip tune people. You know what? OPL3, OPN2, OPM, SN76 489. None, I mean, aside of one person, Daniel. Great, my God, this guy is great. Daniel, and Peter is great too, by the way. Peter is awesome. None of people have used those chips yet. None, zero. You have like the music dream come true, and there's nothing. Nobody's using them. No, instead they're fucking making OSs and file system, and it's like, what the fuck? You know what? And you know what? I had this guy who bought a unit, and there was some SID at the time. There was a time where there was SIDs, and then when I removed it, I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have SID." It's like, dude, why are you buying these things if you have SIDs? You just buy a fucking C64 really. You'll have like one. Anyway, I'm renting. I know. Listen, so here's the deal. So my goal is by the 21st of June to have finished everything. I'm going to ship everything as promised. I'm not taking any orders anymore. I'm going to ship everything. I'm going to finish everything. You can make sure that I will be finishing everything. You won't be let go with something that is unfinished. It will be finished. It will be documented. And all the files, everything will be there. If people wants to make it, take it and send it to China and make like a gazillion of them and putting all their money in it, go for it. From that moment, I will be supporting, and over time I will withdraw my support from it and just move on to something else. All right? Because otherwise this is going to kill me, because without real good support, like a good support system, aside of 2-3 people around me, I'm not going anywhere. Even if I manage to have the best thing, and the history tells us that what's successful in the future, what's successful in the marketplace is not automatically the best thing. Betamax and VHS, Apple and IBM. These are all the simple example everybody knows about. So, you know what? I think the C256 Foenix is a great machine. A lot of potential. You can do a lot of great things. I understand why people would not want to invest, like game developer invest in it, because there's really not. But this is this chicken and egg situation, and for me to go to the next level, I can't. I literally put between $5,000 and $10,000 of my own money in this, and it needs to stop. And at least, if I'm going to spend that kind of money in the project, I'd like to have some fun doing it, which I don't have right now. So I'm at the end. And again, I will make sure that everybody gets the best, get a great platform. They can do great things with it. As for the future of the platform, it's out of my hand. It'll have to come from anybody else out there. And thanks from this YouTube guy that just posted a comment on one of my videos that just was so inspiring. So I'll become more selfish and use my money for myself and take all that time for myself. And I think it's a better idea in this world anyway, because who cares about people who give their money to create platforms and having fun? Because apparently it would be a lot easier to just create emulation software, because it's so easy, right? You fuckers. Anyway, so here I am checking out. This is going to be my last video. I am sorry for misleading you into thinking that I was going to do live streaming on how to develop shit. That's really what I wanted to do a couple of weeks ago. I'm still waiting for my equipment, but that's what I wanted to do, and it's not happening, because it's fucking complainer all the time. So you have them to blame. So I'm done. All right, guys. So don't worry, for the people who have placed order, you'll have your orders. There's a lot of them leaving this week. And I will finish everything, and like I said, by early July I should be done, and then whatever happens, I will make sure everything is out there, so if somebody wants to pick it up, they can. All right, so you're not going to be left stranded. All right, thanks guys. Good luck with the future.